Hello, welcome to Good Goal or Bad Defending. Premier League's game number 1.5 billion. Liverpool versus West Ham. And I'm going to start the clip a little bit further on. I normally don't. I normally just try to show the moment the goal's happening. But I think this is important because West Ham are scoring by coming down this side here. They'll play a little bit of wah 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 and then smash the ball in the net box. And they get it in the net box and they're 1-0 up. Now, everyone wants to blame this guy here, and I can understand why because they really don't know bugger all about football. And it happens all over the world. Like, genuinely, they don't know anything about football. So right now, the main reason Trent has been bad at defending is because 85% of his career over the last 4 years, he's been in the other side of the field. He's been one of the top lead assisters in the Premier League, apparently, with one of the other guys at Liverpool, don't know his name. And this is what's happened because I watched, like, when they started all ragging on him, I thought, okay, are they actually talking sense or are they just talking normal football pundit nonsense where they doesn't know anything about football? And yeah, it's football pundit nonsense. They don't know anything about football, and then idiots in pubs repeat it because that's what they hear, and they are, yeah, I'm now smart because I'm speaking the same as the dumb person, and that's not what's really happening. So what happens with this guy getting exposed 9 times out of 10 is exactly this: two players are on him. This guy is irrelevant. He's not goal side. He's not ball, so he can't protect him here. So this guy really, to be honest, I'd want him to go for the ball because he's got backup. He's got people around him. But he's so used to being blamed. I can tell you right now, his body language is, I'm just going back, getting in my shape so they don't take me and beat me in my section here, which they don't. They go in the middle instead. And they can just do that because they're 2v1. And this happens because your midfielder, actually, in this case, it depends. On the system, it really should be your defensive midfielder comes in and covers when he pressures. Right, that's what would happen in the old 4-4-2 system. The DM would come in and do that now. But now the DM is more like a sweeper. He sits in front and just mops up in front of the back two. They say the back four, but it's not. He really just sits in front of the two centre backs and mops up that. That's what he really does. Doesn't really do much else than that nowadays. So let's just move this on and see what happens as it goes on. Look, bump. He stops, turns him inside. Job's done. Great. Defended. But you can see this gap's opened up, and now the defenders are worried because this guy can run in behind there, and all of their minds are going all over the place. Yet the DM is here, supposed to be, still has not pressured the football. He's tracking this guy, and he's still not goal side of him as well. So he's not really doing anything. He's run all that way. He hasn't done anything. Then what happens is, bump, goes to step in. Now he can get played around because it's all way too late. Everyone's out of the play. Whoever, I don't know, I think like Jordan Henderson's back, running around trying to find out where trying to find out where the football is and how to play football. And then the ball's in the back of the net. Now, to be honest, a shot like that from that sort of range, I'd expect a Premier League goalkeeper to save. Apparently he doesn't, and it goes into the wherever that goes. It's almost like he falls over, to be honest. It's almost like his knees give way, and the ball goes in. So let's get on to the next goal and have a look. So here we are again, and I'm going to say it again because it happens all the time in the Premier League. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players around, and no one is pressuring the ball. That's brilliant, that. How can you have 6 babies and their babysitter on the sideline is not yelling at them to go and pressure the ball or get goal side? What goal side means is stand in between the man with the ball and goal. Stand here, and there's 6 of you to do it. 6. Shocking. So what ends up happening is ball gets played in, bump, takes a touch, and then again, I just don't see how he's getting beaten from that range with that weak shot, and it just bobbles into the corner. There is a bit of the bounce. That's one of the old fables. I can remember not name dropping. One of the a guy used to say if the ball bounced on the way into the back of the net, you didn't hit the shot hard enough. And then later on, as you get better at coaching, you learn stuff. He's actually talking nonsense because one of the best ways to beat a goalkeeper is have the ball bounce in front of him and it bounces up over his hand. And that may have happened here. Let me see if I can get another angle and have a look, but probably not. Bit of a blurry one. We'll try to watch it and slow it down a little bit. It does take that bounce and that skip, if you see what I'm talking about, and it does go, and that might have been the reason the keeper's just completely had a howler on it. But let's see if I can get it quick. I can't because my software's crap, and so am I. There you go. It's coming down for the bounce, and there's the bounce. and it goes over his hand on the bounce. Yeah, there we go. Remember that one. Okay, here we are coming in on the next goal. A bit of a melee going on here, but this is what I'm interested in, right? You've got Virgil van Dijk, the most overrated defender in the Premier League, next to Harry Maguire. Different levels of overrated. Getting marked by Antonio. Good matchup, decent job. Antonio getting a big man with a big man. Then you got this little tiny wee fella here, not marking this guy. He's looking at him, but mate, the goal's over here. Here's the net box. You can see the net box. You might want to stand between you and him because you really want to slow his run down. Because I'm telling you, you cannot out jump that lad. You're a little bit a wee man. So when the ball comes in, he doesn't go with him at all. The wee man gets confused. Now he might have a job to stand still and mark a zone, right? He might do, which is obviously terrible defending. But that looks like what's happened, or he's just completely switched off and given up. One of the two. He hasn't gone with the runner. Bump straight into the goal. Now I'm going to say there is a man on the post here, and I yell at everyone every week about having a man on the post, but he's not on the post. He ends up on the post. He's not on the post. So look, there, he's not on the post. If he was on the post, what he would have been able to see was this man unmarked, and he'd be able to run forward, and maybe not run forward and make a challenge, because this is actually just on the 6-yard line. But inside the 6-yard box, he would have been able to. Or he might have been able to actually head the ball away, because when he's on the post, he's getting there as the ball's going into the back of the net, and he might have been able to defend it. Let's see if I can get a better angle, see if I can actually see what I'm telling you about with his guy on the post. This is perfect. Right, you can see what I'm talking about. There's the square. Imagine if that man there was standing there, and that man there was standing marking him there. What would end up happening is when this ball comes across and this man completely just left this guy completely unmarked running in, there may have been, not saying it's going to happen, but there may have been an opportunity for this guy on the post to actually win the ball away. As you can see though, instead what he kind of does is he does a little pirouette and drops back onto the goal line. Let's watch it. Bump, goes back, he's on the goal line, and as he's on the goal line, this guy's headed the ball into the goal. You can see it, bump. He's just looked at him. If he was there looking at him in the first place, he may have been able to run out and challenge for the ball. That's what I'm talking about. If he was already on the post, looking forward, looking down, looking for the threat, he would have seen the threat because, by the way, matey over here, look, he's still knowing it. He's on holiday. He may have been able to do something about it. Other than that, terrible defending, I reckon. Cheers, boys. See you next time.